Hello and welcome, I'm LaPhyzz, and today I'm going to quickly show you how to create your character on Star Trek Online. So, start off with, you log in, put yourself up, and you start on this starting screen. Now if you're new, you'll go straight through to character creation. If you created one before, you should see your characters like this. I have a small collection here of characters I've built up. Some of them for messing around with, others to try out new things. Okay, first off I'm going to create a new Federation character. Now you get three types. You've got your engineer, which is more your tank type character, your scientist, which is more your support, and then tactical, which is your attacking unit. Now I'm going to build a tactical unit, tactical officer, and I'm going to then choose my race. I have a large selection of races to pick from, but today I'm going to go with alien. Or shall I? Yeah, go with alien. And I'm going to go with male alien. Now, you occasionally get pre-picked traits. Depending on your race, you might get different ones. You can click on the customize. Now this opens up all your options. What you do is you unselect the ones you don't want to keep. And then you can pick the ones you do. Now, personally, I'm going to keep a balanced type because you've got both ground and space-based elements here. Now, each one has a different ability and type towards them. Now, a useful one is sturdy, if you're going for a basic attack unit. Very good for tanks, or tank type characters. Then you've got creative, again a very useful one. Keeps you alive for a little bit longer. Now as you go through these lists, you'll see there's different traits depending on the type you want. Some for space, some for not. Now this one is a very useful one, as it helps all my traits on board a starship. Now my last one I'm going to go for, I don't know, so many to choose from. Probably going to go with this one, as it keeps me again around a little bit longer, which is very good in these firefights, especially later in the game. Okay, now you can pick pre-designed character types and mess around with these. Now, what you want to do is pick a type you like the look of. So you find one which you think's facial structure looks pretty good. I'm going to go with that one. Then what you can do is you can click on the Advanced button and start messing around with it. I'm going to go with a humanoid head type and go with I don't know. Go with a smooth nose. Skin colour. Now you get a very wide selection of colour in this game. I'm going to make my guy have a bit of a, I don't know. Bit of a red maybe? Bit of a reddy skin. Yeah, there we go. Matches his tactical uniform. And then I'm going to go with the types of patterns you can get. So you can get all different styles of skin types. Now, we want a bit of a warrior looking character for our tactical officer. And we're going to go with something that looks very sort of tribal, I think. Very aggressive looking. Oh, I don't know, there's a lot to choose from here. I think I'm going to go with this one. Now again, you can choose the colour, so if you want to make the colourings very subtle, make it so it's a very, almost like a camouflage to their native environment, which some people do very much. You get different types of complexions you want, so if you want them to look old or look rather unusual, you can use with those. Now I'm going to try and make my guy look a bit, I don't know, different and a bit strange. I think I'm going to go with the heroic look. Actually I'm going to change the nose type, because I don't... Actually, we haven't hit the nose detail, we'll change that in a minute. Right, forehead detail. You get all different types of foreheads you might want. Now, I think I'm going to go with a... Oh, I don't know what we got here. All different types, you see. And depending on the type of head you get, you see, depends on the type of other options to become available as well. Now, I think I'm going to go with a bit of a riggedy one. So let's have a look what else we got. I think we'll go for... Ooh, that looks quite aggressive. That one. It makes him look very sturdy, strong head. then you can click on the different types of how much it's visible. So if you want it really visible and really noticeable, if you want it very, 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 very subtle, so you can barely tell. Now, of course, depending on your computer, depends on how good your graphics will be. But do not fear. You can set it up so you're just in this mode, you can see your character in great detail. And other people will see it in great detail, so your time spent on here isn't wasted. It allows you to design and customize. Now you can tweak this later on, but you can't change your race. Not yet anyway. But you have to keep the same race, but you can change what they look like. I think I'm going to go with no type, just make it very flat nose. No, let's go for a bit more detail in the nose. There we go. And then go with a... well, I'll leave the nose like it is. Right. You can get tattoos and scars and tribal markings, so if you want him to look like he's part of an old tribe, you can get a bit of a tribal tattoo, and then you open up this option of where you want to put it. So let's put my one on my cheek. Let's move it back a bit. So then what we want to do is we want to maybe rotate it a bit. Like that. Then maybe I want to make it very long. Like that. Maybe move it back a bit. There we go. So that's my guy's tribal marking, and I'm going to change the colour of that to a bluey colour. Also very distinguishable in blue. That colour looks good. A bit of a greeny colour. Now you've also got different types of eyes. So for you people who want to have a very reptilian look, you can get your reptilian eyes or cat eyes. If you want very reflective eyes to look a bit unusual and strange, I think I'm going to go with these mirrored reflective eyes, and I'm going to go with a bit of a bluey colour for them. Ears, again, you can always get your good old-fashioned pointed ears, or you've got some very strange ones too. So you've got your coral ears, and you've got your some of these ones I don't even know how you pronounce the names of them, but you get them anyway. Now I'm going to go with a bit of a long ears. I think I'm going to make a very prominent feature, very distinguishable with his very unique ears. Now the hairstyle, now you can choose different hairstyles. You can go with standard human ones, or you can go with some very unusual alien ones. Depending on the type of forehead, again, you get different styles of hair. You might want to go with them. Now my guy doesn't really look like a hairy person, so I'm going to leave the hair off the top. You can get some mouth accessories, so you can get some beards, or you do get some spiky type ones as well. Now some very unusual ones as well, so you just have to play around. It can take you several minutes, or depending on how picky you can be, hours if you want to go into real detail in your character, because you don't just change the type of facial features and bits and bobs you want to add to them. You can also change the exact dynamics of the face, so you can, if you want to, choose exactly how big their forehead is, or exactly how big other parts are. You know, you want a really long nose, you can make them have a very long nose. That's quite cool. And again, with all this, you can choose the colouring you want them to go. So I'm going to change that one quickly to blue, and I'm going to quickly change the inner part of the ear to this sort of greeny colour here. The idea being sometimes is to not look too noticeable, especially if you want to do a lot of PvP. You don't want people targeting you. You want them to be firing at random people, different people. Keeps you around a little bit longer. Okay, now like I was saying, you can choose the exact height you want or size of parts of the body. For female characters, that does mean you can choose the size of the breasts. Unfortunately, guys, you can't make yourself look very well hung. But you can tweak around with neck sizes and other things like that. Or if you want to make your character very big-headed, you really can. Just going to do a bit of little tweaking here, just to show you what you can do. I mean, you can make your guys look very fat or very thin, or look normal. But I suppose when you're making something like this, especially if you're going with alien, normal is very much the your opinion of what you want your character to look like. I mean, you know, maybe to you, normal is this. Maybe this is looking normal to you. Or maybe it looks very, very disturbingly freaky. It really is up to your personal tastes. Personally, I find it slightly strange. But nevertheless, I like to mess around with these things and see what I can come up with. Just to see how tall I can make them. Now, don't forget, and like I said, this can take a while, and I'm not going to spend too much longer on here actually, otherwise it gets boring. I'm going to move on. Now the next part. Again, you can choose either custom done generic sort of traits to your body, or you can go again into advanced. In here you've got all sorts of different features now. You can choose the height of your character, so if you want them to make them really tall, that makes my one 7 foot, over 7 foot. Or you can make them really, really, really small, and I can make mine up to 4'6". I'm going to make my guy pretty tall. I'm going to make him 6'4", same height as me. Now I'm going to deal with the shoulder width. So if you want a very broad-looking character, a bit of bulky shoulder, a little bit less. There we go. Sort out his torso. Oh, what do I want to do with his torso? That looks good. Stomach length. Do I want to make him taller than the stomach? Yeah, get rid of the stomach. Yep, there we go. Looking like a very unusual generics. Now, your stance is how you stand when you're not doing anything. Now, this can be very useful for those people who like to make your own movies or whatever like that, or really roleplay, as you can really pick a character style towards who you are. Now, I'm going to go with the thoughtful stand. It's one of my personal favourites. Now, let's see, I'm going to leave most of those alone because they tend to mess up when your character can actually touch a keypad or not, or it looks like your arms are in one. So now this bit is your outfit. Now I tend to go immediately to advanced on this one, and you can then choose all sorts of different things. Now the ones with the ticks on are ones I've either unlocked or have paid for. Now I'm going to go with this Jupiter one, and I think I'm going to get my crew to wear similar ones, but so look, what type do we have on Jupiter Station? I think I'm going to go with this one and get my crew to all wear the same style of uniform, but I'll show you how you do that in a minute. Now you can pick all sorts of different colour traits. Now if I zoom in to the top, you can see a bit more clearly what I'm doing here. Now you can choose all sorts of different colourings you want them to look like. So if you want to go make your base colour your uniform one, then your shoulders may be white. Then this section here, you can choose another colour, so maybe, I don't know, your ship's colour, or something like that. So if you have a specific colour towards your ship or your fleet, you might pick that colour and choose that, or you might want to just go with a dark or different shade of the main uniform colour. I think I'm going to go with a green. Yeah, the green looks good. And then white. Nah, let's change that one. That's going to be blue, I think. There we go. And that's my uniform at the moment. Now, let's see, what type of, you get different types of materials depending on the type of clothes you're using. You can either have your matted colour, which looks very much like a normal fabric, or you can go for your glossy one, which does shine a bit. Now, you have to be careful depending on the style you like and whatever like that. Now, colour configurations. Let's say you've got the right colours, but you've got them in the wrong order. Now, you can use this one just to see what it might look like, the same colours, but in different orders. Now I'm going to keep mine like it is because I tend to like it. Now your insignia is your badge, your communicator, or just your generic symbol. You get different types and different places they go. Now for those ones who like Star Trek the Enterprise series, if you click on one of these, I've got that one, so I'll use that one. If I turn my character, you see it's now on his side. But I'm going to go for probably go for my lifetime badge. Now, I've got this because I paid for the lifetime membership when back when this game was a pay monthly subscription. So at the time, it was a very good investment. It does have its benefits now, but to be honest, they're not as great as they were. And I mean, the benefits are a bit more of a, we're sorry we made you pay out so much money. But nevertheless, I don't have to ever pay for the membership, and I do get a small allowance of credits every month. So, all's good in the end, I suppose. Now, your rank. This is something you might want to either add now or wait till later on to add it. But this will show what rank you're currently at, your position. Now, some of the uniforms, for example, some of the original series uniforms, if I quickly just show you, you'll see that the rank isn't quite as visible. Now, if I quickly rotate my character around, I'll show you why. On the original series, the rank was actually placed on the sleeves. There we go, where it is. Now, unfortunately, you can't quite see it on that one. I don't know why. But they go usually on the sleeves. If I quickly actually select one, I might be able to show you what I mean. Okay, apparently that one doesn't have a rank on it. Let's find one which does. Here we go, original series. Ah, this is slightly annoying. Doesn't seem to be doing it. Well, it has been a while since I've done this, but the original stuff you usually got to place your rank on your wrist. Apparently that has changed. I am very sorry. Well, how strange is that? It's changed. Oh, tells you how much I've been rebuilding my characters, hasn't it? Oh well, we'll stick with this one. Oh, that looks quite good. Not the one I use, but still looks quite clever. What you'll find is you can actually use the same style with different patterns or different jackets to actually get different approaches to what you want your character to look like. Here we go, and put my rank in. Now your hands, you do again get a wide selection of types. Now depending on your character type, you might not always get these options. Now I'm going to go with a long nailed on my one, making it a bit more unusual. Now just like your tops, you get different types of trousers. Now women, you do get skirts and you do get your long heel boots, so don't worry about that. Okay, I'm going to go with some loose type. Ooh. I want to firstly check what types you get on the bottom, and now you can check what styles of clothes you can get. Now I'm going to go with, oh, I don't know, there's so many to choose from. Now don't forget, when you play through some of the missions and stuff, you might unlock special parts, or if you play for a certain amount of time, you might again unlock character types or trouser types. So do keep an eye on what you are unlocking and what you get with what you do, because you never know, you might find something that you really like and you can then place it on that character, and not just that one, but any of the other characters you decide to make later on, if you decide to make one later on, as to. Now I'm going to go with the, ooh, I don't know, I think I'll go with the motion picture type, and I'm going to change the colour. Now one of the colours I'm going to go for is the red, and the second colour I'm going to go for is a white, because I do have to admit I do like my red with white. Now you do get belts. Most of these well actually all of these you have to unlock some way or another. I'm going to go with the Jupiter belt to match my jacket. Now if I zoom in, I can show you. There's the belt. And again, you can tweak the colourings on that. So I'm going to go with a red base. Actually, no, I'm going to go with a sort of dark colour base there. Then for the actual belt buckle, I'm going to go with a sort of a whitey colour. Now for the red and the white. There we go. And then the shoes. You do get a nice selection of shoes here. Now this one you get from one of these packs you can unlock using credits. Now you can make credits in-game by making dilithium, and you can exchange that, but I will show you how to do that later on. Right now I'm just going to go with the motion picture shoes, go with a nice red and white for the soles, and here's my character. Okay, oops, sorry. Firstly, I'm just going to quickly save this. It's now saved my outfit, so later on I can now use that outfit again. Okay, my character's name, I'm going to call it LaPhyzz. And the name of my ship will be, I don't know, what shall we call it? Let's call it, I don't know. let's click on random and see what we get from the random. Gil. Ooh, Darwin. You know, there's a lot of different names. It does randomly come up with one. Eureka. USS Eureka. I like the name of that. Now you can name your character whatever you want to call him, but the main one you'll see is the actual name. And my character will be called La, and his last name will be Fizz. Yeah. And his middle name will be ID. That ID Fizz. There you go. Now you can write a bit of biology if you want to, but if not, simple as. Then all you do is you click play now. Hey guys, I had to change the name because for some reason LaPhyzz wouldn't go through. Now, this is what you end up with. This is saying I've played the game for 30 days, actually 300 days, sorry. Actually I've been playing over 600, but you end up in this small room with no apparent way out. And this is where I'm going to leave this episode. Now tomorrow I'm going to upload the next one, which should be through the tutorials. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys later.